Hey everyone! So I'm just waiting for Mona to jump on. She's gonna jump on my live with me today. Wait for you guys to jump on as well. I'm gonna send some waves. Hi guys. Hello. Okay. More waves coming. Also, just letting you know if you do have any questions. So, okay, Mona's requesting. Okay.
Hello.
Hi!
Hi. Oh my
How
God.
are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
You look amazing.
No, I look like a mess. I was like, can I put a filter on?
Oh my god, before I jumped on as well, I was like flipping through the filters. I'm like, nah, I think I'm just gonna go like natural today. I'm like,
Um,
imagine Mona jumps on and she's got a filter, I'll actually die.
I will 1000% always put a filter on. It's
You're
just
so,
a vibe, honestly.
yeah,
Nothing. Oh
100%.
my
Like,
God.
you look amazing in the square scarf as well. I should have done
Stop.
like square
Thank
scarf.
you. I thought you were.
Listen, we're like locked down in Sydney. There is no like dressing up going on here. I think I literally woke up in
Yes.
that
What is so-
that was my water bottle, I swear. You know
Oh my
what?
God,
Just
wait. Okay. Sorry. I don't like this. Why does it have sparkles? I don't want
it
sparkles.
looks good. So, guys, just letting you know, I've written a bunch of questions down for Mona. We're going to talk about all things influencer, how to become an influencer, and kind of like talk about her journey. So, I did pop on my story if you guys had any questions. A few of you wrote some questions down that I screenshotted. And if you do want to ask any more questions, just pop them in the comments and hopefully we'll answer them at the end. So, Mona, first things first, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy for you. How exciting is that?
Thank you, Habibti. Thank you.
So
Yeah,
is
it's
it
just
engagement or KK?
no, not KK yet. Because in
Okay.
my culture, you only do KK halas when you're leaving the house.
Okay, yep. Yeah, no, for sure. Any plans soon to tie the knot or
Well, if Dan Andrews can let us free, maybe we can plan something.
don't worry, I feel you. Gladys is giving us a ride over here as well, so I definitely feel you. So how's everything going over there with lockdown anyways? Like you guys, I think got locked down maybe I think a few weeks after us, or maybe at the same time, because we've been locked down for quite a while now.
I think a little after you guys, but to be honest, Melbourne's always kind of been on a lockdown and it just got extended now. So great.
Yeah,
Absolutely
that's
amazing.
really,
We
yeah.
love
So, wedding plans delayed, dinners cancelled, birthdays throw them in the bin. They're like not even happening right now. So it's been
everything.
it's been great. Yeah. So Mona, what I want to start off with is asking you, how did your whole page begin to begin with?
Oh my God. You know, when people ask me this, I always seem to forget exactly when
Me
it
too.
started because I vividly remember having like around like 3K-ish supporters in like 2016 and which was still big back in the day. I don't know how I got there, but I know after that, like me and my sister traveled for like 3 months. Like we did a summer in Europe, and then it just kind of like went crazy from there.
I feel like everyone loves the travel bloggers. Like, it's just so
Honestly,
good.
that's all
I
I follow.
I only like my page when I travel. When I'm not traveling, I'm like, ugh.
It's like
Because I just feel like it
boring.
looks so much more like, like vibrant and fun and cool than when I'm like in Sydney, I'm like, what do I even do here?
100%. I feel like it's more like creative, even like when you're
Yeah,
traveling. It's just something different.
100. Yeah, no, definitely. So just to clarify, the platforms that you're predominantly on is which ones? Instagram, of course.
Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm starting TikTok, but guys, I'm part of the 25 plus. Okay, I'm not like Yasmin. I don't know how to do these things. I don't. Transitions. What are transitions? I
If
literally
anything, I need
cannot.
your help.
No, I literally always look at you. I'm like, okay, Yasmin did this. Okay,
You're so funny. I think we're all like that. Literally, when I'm like looking for reels to make, I'm like, okay, whose page should I stalk today to like get some inspiration? Because sometimes I'm just like clueless and do not know what to do.
That's
So, man,
literally me.
if someone's looking to grow their account, how often do you think they should be posting it a week? And how often do you post a week also?
Okay, I need to take my own advice when it comes to this, but we're in lockdown, so I feel like I give myself a lot of concessions right now. But I definitely think like 2 reels a week is quite normal, and like a couple of posts, but definitely concentrate on posting more reels because that obviously gets a lot more engagement and it just gives you a different audience and it's the algorithm just works with that.
Yeah, yeah. So like I was doing some reading as well, and they were saying like with reels now, it's like it targets an audience that have never even seen your page before. So you would notice that when you do post more reels, you're getting a lot of like a lot of new interactions that you've never even seen before. So like even the comments that I've been getting, I'm like, oh my God, where did this person come from? Like it's just like from the most random part of the world. But that just shows how much that the reel can actually reach, which is so good. How have you been finding it in lockdown with creating content? Have you been able to create content during lockdown?
I've been so bad. Like honestly, I've been looking at you and I'm like, oh my God, let me just do this. But I don't think I posted anything for this month.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm one of 8 kids. Like you'll probably hear people right now. People are gonna be barging in. Like it's a bit hectic in our house. There's like homeschool kids, so I've been struggling with that. But every day's a new day. Every day you just have to like take it one step at a time and just like at least post some stories, just have that interaction.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, even with myself, the first lockdown we had, which was, I guess, maybe like March 2020, when it was really bad in Sydney and everyone was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? I literally just was so demotivated. I did not know what to do because pretty much all my content is when I go out or when I travel. I barely ever do home content. So I was so flat, so demotivated. And then this lockdown, I'm like, I can't do this again, man. I literally have to like pull my socks up and like get to it because if not, it's just, it's just crazy. Like I'm like, no, I need to get a little bit more creative. But yeah, home rules
You have.
have been eventful. Luckily, I don't have as much sisters as you, so it's a lot more quiet in my house.
Yeah, it's
You're
just so
the
hard.
in as well. She's so cute.
Yeah,
Her name's Jasmine, right?
yeah, Yasmin is crazy. That girl does my head
She's so
in.
cute.
But she's good sometimes because she can hold a camera properly. So,
So she takes your photos for you when you need the help. And Mother was like, no, I'm not gonna help you today.
oh, you already know. No, 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 no. She's not gonna be doing any of that for me.
Yeah,
No, no.
she's so cute. So are you working as well during lockdown? Because what I wanted to ask you was obviously being an influencer, people like, would have a part-time job and doing the influencing thing on the side, or like the influencer thing will be like a full-time job. So in your case, what is that?
So since last year, well, obviously with the lockdowns, it's kind of become my full-time job. Usually I do like makeup on the side here and there.
Yeah.
I've had to like lower that even because imagine like I was starting at 4 a.m. most days and I could not keep up with my page. So
Yeah.
I decided to like lower that. And now with the lockdowns, I've obviously who's getting married? What can we do? No one can come over.
Yeah.
So I've had to like just completely make Instagram my main focus.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, like, so I guess sometimes it's like a positive and a negative because you want a little bit of a break from the social media side, but we're at a point now where that's kind of like our only option. So it
Yeah.
forces us to have to like make it a full-time thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, so how do you think the best way is to keep your audience engaged? Like, what kind of like techniques do you use to interact with your audience and to kind of like keep them engaged on your page?
I think that's always a tricky question because it kind of always goes up and down, and you just have to kind of ride the wave. I definitely think that uploading on your stories, being very interactive on your stories, helps a lot.
Hmm.
Also, answering your DMs, just speaking to them, making it more like of a personal relationship and
Yeah.
getting to know them. Also, replying to your comments is like an absolute must
Yeah.
because people like what you're not going to lose anything from just replying to comments, and usually they're asking really great questions. So just continue that relationship, and your engagement will obviously just
Yeah.
skyrocket from
And what kind of tips would you give to girls who are looking to grow their following? What would be kind of like the top things that you would recommend to jump on?
Definitely reels. Get
Yeah.
creative with that. Look at Yasmin's one. And
So,
what's it called? Just yeah, just keep uploading on your stories. Just consistency is like with
definitely.
everything. Even like I don't have a YouTube or whatever, but whenever I watch their videos, I always just say consistency, because that's all
Yeah.
people want to see, consistency.
Yeah. No, for sure. And also, how do you feel like you established your brand, your voice, your personality, all that kind of things into your page?
I mean, it's very hard because I'm not necessarily a fashion blogger. I'm not
Mhm.
a makeup blogger, but it's just all about. I'm just trying to think of ways that I've done it. Just honesty, honestly. Which is what kind of sentence? What kind of English do I have? But I'm just very honest. Like every time I post something, it's always going to be about me. It's going to be me. Like I
Yeah.
don't try to be someone else.
Yeah. So
So
it's very,
that's how I establish it, basically.
yeah, no, 100%. I feel like a common question that I get asked all the time is, you know, they don't know what to do with their page or what can they do to grow their following. And like the main thing that I'm always like is like literally just be you. Because even when I started my page, like people will ask me, how did you grow? How did you get to where you were getting? And I'm like, honestly, just being myself. And I think that that really shines through when people see that you're being super authentic. That's what they want to see. They don't want to see you trying to be someone else.
100%, because like for example, a trend can be done a million times over by everyone on Instagram, but they're not you at the end of the
Yeah.
day. So why not just jump on it? Why not just do your own thing, because you're the only one that can tell your story, or
Yeah.
show your perspective. No one can
No,
do that.
100%. Even just putting like your little twist on it, like we all
Exactly.
get inspiration from so many different things, but it's about like even when you come to a designer, which is in my case, or a makeup artist in your case, you get your inspiration from somewhere, but we put our twist to it. We put like our little touch that's like our signature, which
100%.
definitely is noticeable. So obviously there's been a lot of crazy things happening in the world right now. What I
Insane.
wanted to ask you was, do you ever feel hesitant to talk about social issues or worldly issues that are going on around the world on your platform? Because I have seen you obviously speak about them in the past. You have your platform and you're very vocal on it. Do you ever feel hesitant to talk about those issues?
I think, especially for me and you, because we're both Muslims and we're both women of color, and we're not like the standard in terms of like
Mhm.
just standard non women of color influencers. We definitely have to think twice before we post things, and I
Yeah.
think it's only natural to. But at the same time, me, when I have to think twice about something in terms of like posting it regarding world issues, that makes me want to post it more, because
Yeah.
I'd never ever want to fit into any box or anything. And if I want to use my voice, if I want to have a platform, I might as well use it for good at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
100%. Yeah, definitely. I think like even with in regards to myself, when I'd speak about something, there were always people in the background that were like, you should be careful because it can
One,
affect your work and you're trying to get into an industry that's very political and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, I'm like the reason why I started my page wasn't for this. Like I have been blessed to have a platform and I worked so hard, so I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about, regardless of
exactly.
the answers. Yeah.
And I
So
feel
how do
like
you deal
our
with
audiences,
yeah.
sorry, I feel like our audiences also relate to that too. So that's what is in our communities. It's like, so might as well just speak about it.
No, 100%. And how do you deal with the hate? Because it's oh, the word, what's the word? Inevitable. We all get it.
Inevitable.
But how do you do it? Yeah, because I just feel like you're such like a strong, confident person and like nothing would get to you. So I do want to know, like, is that the case? Do things really not get to you? Or when you do see a negative comment, like how do you feel about it and how do you react?
I think when I was younger, a lot did, kind of get to me.
Yeah.
Actually, no, tell a lie. That is a lie. When I was younger, I really did not care. Like, I
Hmm.
had the confidence of an absolute, I don't know who I thought I was, but I just did not care. But now as I grow older, like, not that it gets to me, but it makes me think twice, and I don't like that. So um, I just try to take a step back from certain situations sometimes,
Hmm.
and I just have to remember why I'm doing it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, people can hate, but at the end of the day, they're still on your page. So,
That's very true. And it's so funny that you say that actually, because with me, it's so the opposite. When I was younger, when I first started my page, I was super sensitive. Things would get to me so much. I would like be super insecure if someone ever said anything. And now it's like the total opposite. Every once in a while, there's always like, oh, that was a bit,
hmm
full on. But now I'm a lot more like, oh, I don't care, whatever. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, like zero care factor. I feel like over time, I've like built up that resilience to
hmm
kind of ignore anything negative. And I always look back on like, I know why I'm doing things. If I know I'm not doing anything wrong, then there's no reason for me to be upset and blah, blah, blah. Like, I give myself like a little pep talk in the mirror. I'm like, you can do this. Like, don't let it get to you. But yeah, I guess like everyone deals with things differently. So,
For me, it's like it's a little different. Like, it depends on how touchy the subject is. So, if it's got to do like with my hijab
mhm.
or fashion wise or whatever, I really don't care. That to me is like all very personal.
Yeah,
But a lot of times, like, if you're constantly getting hate for like in terms of like racism and stuff like that, I try not to let it get to me, but it can definitely, like, we're only human at the end of the day.
of course. And I guess it's like that there's certain topics that hit the point where you're kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, that pulled a
hmm
few strings. But you know what? It's like the perfect time to say actually something that I've been thinking about so much lately. And I'm like, oh, I feel like I want to post about it, but I like let it go because I'm just, oh,
hmm
whatever. But it's like, I feel like one thing that I would get a lot of insult on, like negative comments about, would be if I'd post up something that's my opinion or, something I believe in, I'll have people be like, go back to taking your selfies and don't talk about things you know about. And I'm like, I don't know if that's an insult, a compliment. Like, are you calling me pretty? But then I'm dumb. Like, I just find it so, but like, so like, I try to make a joke out of it. Like, thank you so much. I'm flattered that you think I'm pretty enough to take selfies. But no, I'm gonna keep talking about what I want to talk about. But I guess that's what happens when you say something that people don't like,
Yeah,
and you just kind of have to look at the bigger picture and not let it get to you. Easier
literally,
said than done, that's for sure.
100%. But
Yeah,
what could it's like what I like to also think is that our platform is there, and then people buy into our views, our look. Like, we're not
yeah,
asking for their opinion at the end of the day; they're
yeah.
asking for ours.
Yeah, no, that's very true. That's very true. And it's like when it comes to the term influencer, people would always be like, oh, you have a responsibility because you're influencing these people. And I'm like, I don't really see it that way because this is me, this is what I'm posting, this is what I think. And if people choose to be influenced by that, then that's their choice. I see so many things online that I do get influenced by. I see a lot of things that I don't get influenced by. So it really just depends on the circumstances.
100%. It's all about choice.
Yeah, for sure. So do you feel social media and do you feel social media may affect people's mental health?
Um, for it depends on who the person is, obviously, but
Mhm.
I think I would be lying if I said that um last year, and like, because social media, it's like, if something happens in the world, every single person is posting about it, which is great. You're creating awareness for it, but then you're literally bombarded with like 100 million things, and we're not meant to be seeing that much trauma, that much hurt. Like, we're not built for that. Our hearts and our minds
Mhm.
are not built for that, so obviously it's going to have an effect on you. And last year I especially had a really, really hard time with it. And from then on, I like just promised myself, like, if it gets too much, just step away. It's okay to step away.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many pros and cons to it as well. Like you have a really dark side to it, but then you have a really positive side as well, which is so crazy. It's like there's no winning with it, really.
Literally, but it could be either. Like, if you approach things in a positive manner, it will be positive for you. But if you approach things negatively, then that's what you're gonna get. You
Yeah.
put in, you get out what you put in, basically.
Yeah. No, 100%. I guess it's all about the mindset for sure.
100.
Yeah. So, man, I always see you super bubbly and confident on your story, and I'm always watching your stories all the time, and you're talking and chatting and having a laugh and all that. And I actually got a lot of DMs and a lot of on the Q&A in regards to this chat that we're having, and it was about how can I be confident? And I got quite a few messages about that in regards to how can I be confident? And I guess when they see people, for example, like me and you, who put up a really confident front,
Mhm.
people want to be like, oh my God, how can I get to that stage? So what would your advice to be on that in regards to building confidence?
Fake it till you make it. Nah, I'm joking. You just have to
I
like
agree with that a
kind of
little bit, not gonna lie. I do agree with that a little bit.
just a little
Yeah,
bit, just a smidge,
yeah,
yeah. But I think being learning to love yourself and be comfortable with yourself prior to all of that really helps with the confidence showing when you pick up the camera and start speaking or whatever.
yeah,
So definitely focus on that, and then it will just naturally uh, come out. And then at the end of the day, you also have to think people choose to watch your stories. People
yeah.
choose to see you on your page. So it's just be yourself, honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like even when I first started as well with my Instagram, oh my God, I would get so embarrassed to take photos in front of people. I would literally like if someone was walking past, I'd be like, wait, and I'll look down and act casual. Like even they say act normal, then you're really retarded. Like you don't know what you're doing. That was literally me. And now I'll have 100 people walk past, and I'm like doing my little
I,
poses, like zero care factor. Used to care about
I've
my
actually
voice.
seen it.
Like
I've seen it in real
yeah.
life.
Oh
But
yeah, you've.
for me, I've always just been like that. I literally could not care less where I'm
Yeah.
at. I would be the idiot that's just like carrying the camera, talking, or like my friends get embarrassed. They put the camera down when people put. I'm like, excuse me, no.
I was like, that was a good pose. You should have got that.
Literally, like you just missed something very candid.
Yeah. No, really.
Yeah, it's just all about how comfortable you are with yourself, I guess.
Yeah. I think the main thing as well was just like not about overthinking. I think
Yeah,
something that people do a lot is overthink, and it's just
because people
like
don't
don't
care.
overthink, just do it. Yeah.
People really don't care. Like,
Yeah.
if you're out and about and you're taking videos or whatever, if someone sees you, okay, they see you, they're not going to remember you. They don't know you. Just like, I'm never going to see these people ever again is like my favorite
So
saying.
true. That's so true. Like as long as I've got that like killer Instagram pic, I don't even care. Like they can go laugh at me.
Literally.
Like
Literally.
no, for sure. So Mona, I actually recently saw I've been seeing snaps literally of everyone posting snap stories or people like Snapchatting billboards of you in Melbourne. It looked freaking amazing. And when
Thank
I saw
you.
that, I was honestly jaw dropped because I feel like, you know, in regards to being in Sydney, first of all, we don't really have a lot of representation. So what I wanted to ask is, do you feel like we do have enough representation and diversity within the, I guess, influencer, blogger community?
Oh, definitely not. Like even with that job that I did, that was quite a shock for me because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm black, I'm Muslim, and people like I'm gonna be put on billboards so that people are gonna be passing by every day, and we're obviously a minority. I definitely think there should be way more influencers, but I also think that the Melbourne Muslim community is quite small,
Mm-hmm.
or even like the Sydney one. Like it's big, but it's quite small. Like everyone kind of knows
Yeah,
each
in
other, so
comparison.
people
Yeah.
are very hesitant to jump into that. But there definitely needs to be a lot more representation. I absolutely loved your Vanish Napisan
Thank
one. Like to see a hijab, that is mind blowing for me. Like
I
mind blowing,
still feel now, I'm like, how did that even happen? I'm like, how did
literally.
I? Like, because it's just so odd for me because I've never been able to see someone on TV who I've been able to look at and be like, oh yeah,
100%.
like, you know, I can relate to her. You know, she like I even in net like literally to the point where it comes to Netflix. Literally, as soon as I see a hijabi at the front of any movie, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh, because I already know from that point we
Exactly.
are not going to be represented properly. Even if it's like she's like just in the background, she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
even dress what a hijabi would dress like these days.
Literally, they always make them so drab. It's like
I know. I'm like,
Muslims
can you
love
hire
fashion
like a
too.
Muslim stylist? Like we've got stylists too. We're super fashionable. It's
Literally.
there's that new
Um,
show on Netflix. I'm not sure if you watched it, the Awabi School for Girls. It's on
no.
Netflix. Oh my God, you have to watch it. It's filmed in Jordan, and it's, I guess, like the moral of the whole show is about bullying, but in like putting that on the side, just
Hmm.
the way it's filmed, what's happening in the show, the way like hijabis look, the way Middle Easterns are represented. I was like, oh my God, I was so obsessed because I actually got to see a Scarfie acting that
Hmm.
was I could see myself in. Do you get what I mean? So
Really? I'm gonna
yeah,
have to
I've got to
watch
send
it.
you this show. I don't know if any of you guys are watching us right now have seen the show, but if you have, it's really good. I would highly. Oh, there you go, Tash Jacks. Yes, I've watched it and it's so good. There you go, Mona. You have to watch it after
Oh my
this
God,
now.
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna start binging, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you've got a lot of time now because of lockdown, so you might as well.
Literally.
So, Mona,
Um,
do
but
you
yeah,
feel
one more
like
thing.
yeah,
Definitely girls. Like, I don't even know why you're just keeping it to like me, Yasmin, or a couple of other girls. Start your page. Start.
one
Everyone wants to see this, okay? The market is big enough. There's more than enough space for everyone.
definitely, definitely. And I feel like jump on it now as well while it's
Literally.
still when it's not saturated. You always have like these
Literally.
industries and these niches where it's super flat, it gets flooded, and then it's too late to jump in. But I think
100%.
specifically in Australia as well, we've got
Mhm.
so much room to fill. So definitely go for it for sure.
100%.
So, Manna, do you feel like you've experienced any setbacks in your career because of your race? And if you have, how did you feel like you've overcome them?
I think 100% as a black Muslim hijabi, I always have to take that into consideration. Australia is very delayed in terms of like modest fashion and also like blogging or anything like that. We're always late to everything else. There are influences in like the US and the UK, hijabi black women that are doing incredible, amazing things in their
Yeah,
countries, but Australia is just always going to be a tad bit delayed. So I think me and my management always just say it just makes us work extra harder to get to that stage. But I definitely do think there are a lot of setbacks, but you just have to push through it and just
yeah,
make a name for yourself, basically.
yeah. No, for sure. And I think like as well, what a lot of people don't see is that I guess like when they see us from the outside, it's a very what's that word where you kind of like judge them by the way that they look and it's not automatically oh she's a scarfie, she's probably like super
Yeah.
quiet, has no personality, is in her little
Mhm.
bubble. But then when you actually talk to them, they're like, wow, like I've spoken to so many people in our industry and they're just fascinated. Like, and I'm
Literally.
like, I'm the most less like least fascinating person I've personally ever met or known. I'm like, we've got so many interesting people in our community, but I guess they're just so in awe because they're like, I can't believe you're a scarfie and you're an actual person. And I'm like, yeah,
And
that's pretty much how.
they always can't believe that we have like the platforms that we do. And they're like, how come
Mhm.
I have never seen you? Or whatever. It's because they don't have access to that. They don't have access to the
Yeah,
hijabi community and stuff. So a lot of times, like you said, they're always taken aback, like, oh my God, there's so much to do here. Or, like we can definitely capitalize on this. But yeah, it's very new in Australia, so you just have to take it on the chin and just work hard.
yeah, for sure. So can you give me 3 tips or even a few tips on what you could recommend for anyone to improve their social media platforms, whether it's business, blogging, or anything like that?
Firstly, camera, but it doesn't even have to be a camera, like a phone that takes really good photos.
Mhm.
Samsungs don't. So maybe get
Agree.
an iPhone. So
I'm
you don't.
straight Apple, I'll tell you that.
Thank you. Thank you. Like it's the clarity of the photo. Like quality photos will always win. Quality
Definitely.
photos. Be yourself and also just forget about the outside noise. Just show your like your true form and you'll just go lengths, honestly.
Definitely. As well with your first point that you mentioned in regards to getting a good quality phone, I
Mhm.
had someone who actually asked about, oh, like what camera do I need to start a blog or blah blah blah. And I've always personally just used my phone. I did try to use a DSL camera for a little bit, but I just found it so complicated, and a phone was so much more convenient. I even thought my auntie just commented as well. She's so funny. She was starting a page and I literally forced her to sell her Samsung phone to buy an iPhone. Because I'm like, do not open your Instagram page and start taking photos with a Samsung because it's just not going to look good.
Honestly, and like the video quality and stuff, it all matters because
Yeah.
you'll see on the reels, what are the reels that you want to see? The ones that have really good quality, good lighting and stuff, you can get that with like an iPhone or anything. This is not even sponsored, guys. We just know what's real. We just
If
know
you
what's
want to
good.
sponsor us, sure, but not
Yeah,
sponsor.
like by all means, we could do like a Mona and Yasmin thing. Like we're cool with that.
collab.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that
I feel like that's make or break for any page, like good quality pictures and videos.
definitely. And then, like, just to be clear, an iPhone will be sufficient. You don't need to have like the best DSL camera as long as you've got like a high quality iPhone or, you know, photo taking like phone. It'll literally be fine. You'll be able to kill it content wise.
100%.
So on that note, what would be your dream brand to work with?
Oh Lord. I honestly have a few, but I'm gonna keep them like close to my heart
On the
because
DL?
I don't want to I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
But I think something definitely international and like
Mm-hmm.
being able to like work in like some of my favorite cities like London would be an absolute dream for me. Just like being like taking it international would be a
Yeah.
dream.
And you've been to London, right? A few times.
I'm basically from Southeast London. Okay, that needs to be cut out. Everyone's gonna cringe. Everyone's gonna kill me. But
No,
yeah.
no. But I mean, like, because I know, like, obviously seeing your travel pics, like, you do go there quite often with your sisters from memory. Or you've been there once alone, right?
I've been there a few times alone, but
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely like because I've got loads of friends and family there.
Yeah.
It's kind
So
of
this is
like
your Melbourne audience that's gonna cringe, not the Sydney audience.
yeah, no. Melbourne audience is gonna be like, oh God, why Mona? Why are you doing this to us?
That's
But
so.
yeah, no, I think definitely working there would be an absolute dream for me.
Inshallah, well, I'm making dua out for you. I really hope it happens.
What's your
Everyone is.
dream collab?
Oh, I'm kind of at a point now where anything that I get now, I'm kind of like, oh my God, that's crazy because anything that I have gotten so far, I
Yeah.
never thought I would get. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of at a point where I'm like, oh, if I were to get something, that would be crazy. But I feel like a high fashion clothing brand would be awesome. Like, for example, what I have done in the past was Pretty Little Thing, which was insane. But
That
so
was
I'd love to do like
incredible.
a photo shoot or a collab, but with a high fashion brand, like something not as fast fashion.
Mhm.
So, you know, hopefully, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah, inshallah.
You keep
Yeah,
me in
no,
your darts as well.
we'll definitely do. But yeah, I totally feel that on every single
Yeah,
level.
for
I get
sure.
that.
Definitely. And what has been your favorite collab so far and why?
I feel like there's so many. But for me, I'm grateful for everything, for every single opportunity. I'm very, very grateful because I do know that how hard it is for someone like me to even get those kind of opportunities. I absolutely love, sorry, I don't know if you remember in 2018 when I went to Sydney for the Spotify collab. You remember I saw you there?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. That was great.
I feel like that was like my favorite collab only because I was getting people from like London or like all over Europe calling me and be like, oh my God, I just saw you on Spotify. And that to me was an absolute shock. Like that was my first like moment.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. I feel like that would have been so fun because like Spotify would have been like so bougie and like cool and
It's
totally
so
opposite
cool.
to me because I'm like very awkward and you know, but I feel like your vibe you'd like fit right in. Like it was so
Stop
be up
it.
your
You are
alley.
not awkward. Yes, mate. Stop it.
Oh, come on. I think I remember actually once me, you, and Noel were in the car and you guys were listening to like rap music and I was like,
Oh,
and you guys were making
we're
fun of
listening
like my
to
music
like
and I was listening to
London,
like
like English
stuff.
music.
Yeah, and I was
London,
like
and then you were
trying to
like,
like vibe with it. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm into this. I'm so into this.
just so cool.
Yeah, literally. So that's pretty much all I had on my end, but I do want to go through the comments because we got heaps of comments and I want to see if there have been any questions. So even if you want to scroll with me, we can see
Um,
what we can pop out. What's gonna like
I, you know me, my eyesight. I
Yeah,
can't.
got to look it out. So there is something that someone had written here saying I've been made fun of because I wear the hijab. I feel like bullying is very common. I guess not as much now as opposed to say 20 years back or even 10 years back. I feel like we're a lot more privileged. But just on that note, I feel it's a lot easier said than done than just saying don't let it get to you. But if you've got the right intention and you know why you're wearing it, then do not let what anyone says get to you, basically. As long as you're pretty solid with, you know, the reasons as to why you're wearing it, just block
Mm-hmm.
everything out.
100%. I would say the same thing, honestly.
Someone's like, here, she's secretly a Londoner. I
Me,
believe
100%. Secret, it's
it.
out in the open, guys.
Someone also wrote Mona was there one photo or post and then that blew up. Okay, so yeah, this person was commenting a few times. So basically they were asking, how did your platform blow up?
I don't think I've ever had a blow up moment. I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever had that.
it was
I
like
don't know.
a
Could you say
road.
that that's how your platform grew? For me, it's just been a gradual growth the whole time. Nothing's ever gone like insanely viral for me to like get like 1 million followers or whatever.
Yeah.
On Twitter maybe, but not on Instagram at all.
I cannot do Twitter. I do not know how people do Twitter. I just don't get it. I'm
I've been on
hopeless.
Twitter since like 2012 or even like way
Wow.
back. Yeah, I love Twitter because it just gives me, by the way, no one follow my Twitter. Like me and Twitter, like it's just my thoughts. It's just a whole bunch of mess. Black Twitter's really entertaining there. UK Twitter, like it's just a ball of fun. And also, you know, with my football stuff, it makes it
Oh,
easier
yeah,
to use Twitter.
definitely. Liverpool, right?
Oh my God, is my I'm gonna just cry tears right now.
I am
I can't
so
believe
not
you
into.
remember. I
Yeah, of
cannot believe
course.
you remember.
The only reason I know is because one of my uncles is like soccer fanatic as well, and he like goes for Chelsea. And every time I hear Chelsea, I'm like dramas, like Chelsea, Liverpool. I don't know. Mona said
Ew.
enough. Literally. So someone's like, I seriously thought Mona was from the UK. So just to clarify, where were you born?
I get that all the time. Where was I
This is
born? I was
the
born
chance
in
to clear it up.
Sudan.
Okay,
I
born
was
in
born in
Sudan.
Sudan. I was not even born in Mel. Like this is why everyone gets so confused. I just belong in London, guys. I don't belong right now, but no, I'm Melburnian.
So how old were you when you moved to Melbourne?
4 years old,
Oh
98.
wow, so you were really young. And are you the
Yeah.
youngest out of your siblings? No, you're not the youngest, sorry. Middle
No,
child, eldest.
I'm the eldest girl, but third on the line. It's like
Okay,
one of,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's quite a few of us there.
So where did you get, like, just out of curiosity, where did you get this like UK inspo kind of vibe from?
Wow. No, I think my love of football and like always
Okay,
going there, like I think the first time I went there I was like 17.
yeah,
And I just fell in love with London, like the vibes. I love big cities,
yeah.
honestly. And just like my friends and family and watching football there, it's just a whole vibe for me.
So like if I do ever go there one day, I'm gonna call you, shut up, like, hey Mona, you gotta like give me a bunch
I
of places
will
to go.
I
Come
have a
with
list.
me if you can. Be my tourist guide.
100%. I have a whole list of places for you to go already. Don't
Oh
worry.
my god, perfect, perfect. So you've like got me covered for sure.
100%.
So just before we end the live, is there any last minute things that you want to give anyone advice in regards to the whole influencer growing page kind of thing?
I think the only thing I want to say is like we definitely need a lot more representation. So if you have like something unique about you, or if you've always wanted to start a page, definitely do that. There is a lot of room. It's a the modest industry in Australia is very new, so definitely just go at it. And I'd love to see a lot more hijabis on the scene, honestly. Like when I
Definitely.
go to an event, I don't want to be the only hijabi or the only black girl. I want to see
Yeah.
more of us.
Yeah. And if you guys do need any advice or have any questions, shoot Mona
Yes,
a
definitely,
DM, shoot me a DM. We're more than happy to have a chat with you guys.
100%.
Thank you so much, Mona. I really appreciate you jumping on, and hopefully I get to see you soon once all of this is over.
Yes, once it's over, inshallah, you'll see me in Sydney.
Oh, inshallah. I will definitely be in Melbourne too, so don't you worry.
Come through, come through. You know I got you down here.
Definitely. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Habibti. Thank
No
you.
worries. Have a good
Bye.
night, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to post this up on my IGTV, so if you do want to rewatch it, I'm going to post it up right now, okay? Thank you so much for watching. See ya.